One of the things that I've done, I want to transition to the NBA because last week some noise was made. Obviously, you had just a plethora of high-profile athletes who are in the National Basketball Association who are looking forward to getting back and playing basketball this upcoming summer. Just restarting the NBA season. But there have been others, the Dwight Howards of the world, the Kyrie Irvings of the world, who were basically giving the impression that they didn't really want the season to continue, that there needed to be focus on the movement taking place before our very eyes. My mentality has been, I've never seen at any point in time in our history where we didn't push for economic empowerment. So to me, to compromise yourself economically this summer by not playing, therefore forcing the CBA to be reopened and all of this other stuff that would go on, I think it would be far more detrimental. I think they should play and be activists all at the same time. What are your thoughts about that mode of thinking, sir?
Well, historically, there's never been uniformity or unity around issues of social justice and what's the proper approach. That's why you had Malcolm X on one hand, you had Dr. King on the other. So there's never been uniformity. That doesn't mean that you cannot have an understanding and an ongoing conversation about how what strategy is best in terms of dealing with these issues. Nobody has all of the answers. And this whole thing is complicated by this COVID virus pandemic that we're dealing with. And so in talking to a number of NBA owners, coaches, athletes, and so forth, just over the last 2 weeks, the thing that has become clear is that there are critical concerns, even by those who advocate going to Orlando, about the circumstances that they're entering relative to this pandemic. As far as athletes who say we're going to go or we're not going to go, there's no necessary antagonistic conflict there. You have athletes like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Lucius Allen and Mike Warren who didn't go to the 6 to 8 games. You had athletes like Tommy Smith and John Carlos who did go. They all made critical statements in terms of their feelings and sentiments about racism, discrimination, and injustice in American society, and are historic figures in sports for that reason. This is something that goes back to 1936, when there was a move by Jewish and many black athletes to boycott the 1936, what came to be called the Nazi Olympics. And that struggle went on over what is the proper strategy for dealing with this situation. Here we are again, but we've been there before. There are no necessary antagonistic relationships here. I support both sides. If an athlete has questions about the COVID virus situation, about cruise ship type of environments for athletes where this thing is sweeping through Florida and advancing even as we speak, and also questions about whether they can make a stronger statement by not going as opposed to going, I support their disposition and on that. I support LeBron and those athletes who say we need to go and play and use that platform to make a statement. I support them. I think that this is typical historically, and one way or another, they'll work their way through it.
Your thoughts about LeBron with more than a vote, his movement to really get out the vote and enlighten people about the importance of voting, particularly in this day and age. Russell Westbrook, along with LeBron James, on separately doing their own thing in terms of documentaries to highlight the Tulsa riots of 1921, Black Wall Street, and what happened to black affluence at that particular moment in time in our history at the hands of white folks. Your thoughts about the importance of what they're doing in this particular moment in time?
I think that this is a watershed time, a moment, not just for the society because of the protests, but because of what athletes are doing to move beyond protests to programs that generate progress. I'm so hopeful, so energized and thankful for athletes like LeBron and Kyrie and Carmelo Anthony and all of these athletes who move beyond just protests and begin to actually do something. What you going to do? That becomes the critical issue. And I think that they are making strategic moves to actually make changes. When you talk about getting out the vote, you're talking about something that is going to impact who and what we become and what we are moving forward. And I think that that's a great program that LeBron and Westbrook and some of these other athletes have initiated.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.